Good evening, hello, good people. How are you? Welcome to my channel, to our channel, because the channel is not mine, it's for me and you guys. So, on this channel, A Life Well Lived, we discuss matters that affect us as the human race. We discuss love, divorce, marriages, friendships, education, career guidance, just everything that affects us as humans, emotionally, socially, economically, financially, religiously, health-wise. Everything that affects us as humans, we tend to touch on it. And I specialize in mentoring. I have managed to mentor and coach hundreds of people to become the best versions of themselves. Hence the inspiration to start this channel so that I can reach more people through my content. Thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. If you hadn't done that, please like, share and subscribe so that you can get early updates whenever I post or whenever I have new content. The main aim of this channel is so that many people can benefit and reflect on their lives and identify areas where they need to improve, as well as leave a legacy, be able to preserve our values. But this video is going to stay on, hopefully, by God's grace. This video is going to live on for over 10, 20, 30 years. And considering the dynamics of this world, very soon, as soon as our generation is gone, our future generations will tend to forget about our values, our culture, our religion, our morals. So I would urge more of my friends to make these videos which will help preserve our values so that future generations will be able to have a point of reference and look back and get some direction and guidance later on in life. And the biggest reason of why I'm making these videos is to raise money for charity. There are children who are living, especially with cerebral palsy, epilepsy, and other forms of disability or mental health. They will benefit from 50% of the proceeds would definitely go to charity. Buy them wheelchairs, buy them walking frames, buy them diapers, buy them whatever they need, attend physiotherapy sessions. I am a philanthropist by heart. I love people. I love people. And I thank God for giving me that kind of husband, Brighton, because he understands and is patient with me. I am always receiving calls left, right and center, even in the middle of the night. People asking for guidance, asking for counseling, asking for support. And I thank God because my husband is so understanding and he knows that he has to share me with many other people from all over. So I thank the Lord for that. And here I am making YouTube content so that you can also benefit from it all. Okay, so on to today's topic. We're gonna be talking about marriage and how to choose a good partner. I'll start by defining the term marriage. What is marriage? It is a union of a male and female who love each other, and they are unified by religion, law, culture, or society. That shows the kind of weddings, the kind of marriages that we have. We have traditional, we have religious, we have customary, we have legal types of marriages. But what's important is that two people are married. Therefore, it is imperative for marriage to be a lifelong commitment. Marriage is a contract, a perpetual contract with only a start date and no end date. That's marriage. So it is important when choosing a partner to look and decide if you're going to be able to be staying with that person for the rest of your life. If it's a shoe, you make sure you choose the correct size. Like me, I wear a size 5. Size 5 for shoes. But because I know sometimes my feet swell, sometimes my feet itch, sometimes it's too hot, sometimes I need to wiggle my toes, I'll have to find one size bigger. A size that accommodates changes, physical changes, physical wear and tear. A size that is able to withstand, a shoe that is able to withstand the pressures of nature, like wear and tear, physical erosion or whatever. Kupera ivi. Inoramba ichitika. So that guides me when I'm looking for a shoe. That's the same concept one has to apply when looking for a life partner, be it a husband or a wife. Should be able to choose a wife who is going to withstand all the pressures of life and stick closer than a brother. Stick with you through thick and thin. Because there are times when it's going to be thick, there are times when it's going to be thick. So you need someone who is able to withstand all those pressures. There are times it's going to be hot, there are times it's going to be cold. So you need someone who's going to stick with you. So my advice to all young people is, 1, develop a checklist. Most importantly, develop a checklist about what kind of man or what kind of woman that you want. Okay, I will tell you about my checklist personally. 1, most importantly, I want someone who loves God. Okay, who fears God, who respects God. Because if they respect God, it means that they will not do anything bad. It will be, if they respect God, it will be easy for them to love me. Because the Bible instructs, love your wife the same way Christ loved the church. So if he doesn't know how Christ loved the church, he will not be able to love me properly. 1. 2, marriage is based on forgiveness, because I'm not perfect and I am going to make tons of mistakes. So I need someone who is able to forgive me. So that's the importance of being who loves God. Anyway, I would say the first one is to believe in the same God that I believe in, to be a Christian. 1. 2, to love God. It's different being a Christian. It's different from being a Christian and loving God. Just the same way it is. Some of us are Zimbabweans, but we do not love Zimbabwe. But we are Zimbabweans. We identify as Zimbabweans. And you'd find us talking bad about Zimbabwe, saying it's the biggest hill on this planet and everything. You see? But that does not make us cease being Zimbabweans. Okay? So you need to know the difference between being a Christian, identifying as a Christian, and loving God or loving Christ himself. So on to number 3, I would need someone who is not really financially stable, but someone with the potential to be financially stable. Someone with the potential to take care of himself, and me. And the reason why I'm saying potential is right now things may be hard. Globally, things are hard. But you can see that even though things are hard, this person is trying to make sure that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are achieved. 2, the way he's managing his $50 right now, he gets $50 from whatever job he's doing or whatever small business he's doing. If he gets $50, the way he spends the $50 or the $20 is going to show you how he's going to spend $1,000 when he gets it. It's going to show you how he's going to manage the finances that you are going to be having, both of you, when you are married. So you need to, someone who has got the potential of financial stability. That's number 3. Number 4, someone who is physically attractive, just fine. I know we're all created in the image of God, but I wouldn't want someone with a face looking like I don't know. Just want someone who is not really handsome like Van Vika, or who is that guy? Those guys, or Denzel Washington, but no. Someone who's just, you can look at them twice, fine. And you're not shy to show them to people that this is my husband. Because what happens is, I wouldn't want someone who is very, 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 very handsome, but someone who is it's just okay. Because what I know is, if a man or woman are not very beautiful, they are aware of it and they know that they are not a looker. So they tend to become insecure. And insecurity is very toxic. Insecurity is toxic and it makes the other partner suffer very much. Even if you decide to go to town alone, you start saying, oh, you're leaving me because you're shy of walking with me. You know, but that won't be the point. So you end up having a lot of arguments. If it's a woman and they're aware that they do not have a Coca-Cola figure, a Coca-Cola bottle figure, when someone walks by, they'll start saying, oh, you're not walking with me because you know I don't have a good figure. You're looking at that woman because she's got a big... Even if you're not looking at that woman, she would just feel insecure, you know. But you need someone who is confident of themselves. Even if they're not really, really, really beautiful, but they have to be confident of their nose, be confident of their big eyes, be confident of their crooked lips or whatever. They just have to be confident in themselves. Because many marriages are being destroyed today because of insecurity. People are fighting, people are accusing each other, people are living bitterly because of insecurity. Some are even getting to an extent of murdering their partners because of insecurity. You always think that she's cheating because you always think that there's a better man out there. Oh God, that's so pathetic. Okay, then some people think, okay, the way I'm talking, I don't think this is a channel. I think it's a blog. Is it? I think so. All right. I'll research about the difference between a channel and a blog. In my next episodes, I'll be calling it a blog. Because, okay, I'm just narrating. Fine. Then we are now on number 5. Number 5, someone who respects his parents, who respects his family, who respects people. That person, if they respect other people, it's gonna be easy for them to respect me. But if it's someone who easily says, are you cat, you MF, you whatever, all those dirty, who finds it easy to say dirty language and, you know, all those nasty things. If they are calling someone in whatever, you know what I want to say. If they are going to be saying that to other people, it means they will call you that one day. That shit person, you know, next is going to call you, you shit woman, because he's used to calling people shit. So you need to find someone who respects people, who respects his family. If he can tell his own mom to go to hell, what about you? One day he will tell you to go to hell as well. As for women, it's very important for men when you're looking for a woman to marry. If that woman is not in good books with their aunt, their grandma, their sisters, their siblings, there are chances that she's gonna be fighting with you more often. If she couldn't make peace with their own siblings that she grew up with, what about you? Do you think you're going to find peace with that kind of person? No, hell no. Hell no. You're gonna be fighting like crazy, because you are two people who were groomed differently, were groomed in different places using different morals, different compasses, different values. So what makes you think that you're gonna be compatible or she's not gonna fight with you? So it's obvious that a woman who fights with her siblings is gonna fight with you, definitely. Then the other detriment is if she's fighting with her own family. Do you think she's gonna get along with your own family? She'll tell you, I'm not on talking terms with my aunt. Okay. Next, she's gonna be on no talking terms with your mother or your sister or your uncle, because that's her style. What you should know is these relationships are built on conflict resolution, the ability to resolve conflict. If you have been in management classes like I've been, you know that there are about 5 types of conflict resolution. So if your way of conflict resolution is the avoider style, I have to avoid them in order to resolve conflict. That's a style, and it's still gonna be the same style with you. You're wrong here. She's gonna try and avoid you. She's not gonna talk to you. The silent treatment and all sorts of, all those marriage killers. She goes to bed with a track bottom and a jean on top and an overall and a belt and a face mask and a woolen hat and a small fifi hat and everything. Socks, gumboots, and pulling socks on top, so that you don't touch her. That's the avoider kind of person. You see? So the moment you hear someone say, I'm not on talking terms with them, any member of my family, you should know that you are next in line. She's gonna avoid you and your family. And with us humans, conflict is inevitable. Conflict is inevitable. We will fight at one point or the other. Because and you know what causes conflicts? Simple misunderstandings. They may fail to decipher what you're trying to say. They may misinterpret what you're trying to say. They may misinterpret your gestures. Like I'm saying, someone may interpret it in any way they like. The way I'm talking, even the reason why I'm speaking in English instead of speaking in Shona, someone will interpret it in a different way. Oh, because she's now in the UK, she thinks she's a British person. Why did she not do this podcast in Shona and this? They will interpret it differently. People interpret different things differently. But the reason why I'm speaking in English is because I want this video to reach as many people as possible from different divides. Whether you're white, you're black, you're Indian, you're whatever. I want this to help you. Fine. So I just gave you a simple example of the language that I've used. You get to your in-laws' house, you speak in English. They may fail to interpret you. They will start saying you're proud, you're a snob, you're a spoiled brat, you're a pimp, you're whatever. They'll call you all sorts of names. And then you get to hear of that. Hey, there goes World War III. a master fight. Okay? So conflict is inevitable. They will tell you, oh, we've made some muffins. Are you okay to pick one? They'll say, no, I'm not having muffins. I'm watching my diet, blah, blah, blah. Then they'll say, you see, she didn't even want to eat what we cooked. She thinks she's so special. Or she thinks we are going to bewitch her. You see? That's another cause of conflict and contention. So we always have to find ways of resolving conflict. Then, I'm forgetting. Was I on point number 6 now? Point number 6. The guy needs to have a stable job or a profession or a trade to be able to do something, a skill. Either he's a carpenter, he's a mechanic, he's a plumber. Even though he's got a job as a manager, he should be able to use his hands. Because in this world where we are living, nothing remains constant. Things are changing. The job that is being done by an accountant today, next week will be done by an IT specialist. So it means an accountant is going to lose his job. And then what? If he is able to use his hands, he'll always find ways to survive. Point number 2, if a man can use his hands, he will be able to impart valuable life skills to your children. If a woman can use her hands, it means she will not struggle. She'll never be desperate for money. She will never end up selling her body for money because she can use her hands. So people always find something to use to get money. It's either you're using your head, you're using your mouth, you're using your hands, or you're using your body, or your booty, or whatever you call it. So if someone cannot use their head, their mouth, their hands, you are guaranteed that the only thing they're gonna use is the backside. So when you're looking for a man or woman, make sure they are able to use those 3 things first. I know some men who have married women who only use their hands to eat and apply lipstick. Like I said, children spend more time with their mothers at home. So if the wife does not know how to sew or whatever, the importance of using her hands, it means the children, your children that she's raising, are only gonna use their hands to eat and apply lipstick as well. So it is important when you look for a life partner, look for someone who is able to use their hands so that they've got valuable skills to impart to your children. Then I'm now on number 8. I think so. Because I'm driving, I'm not reading from anywhere. If I had a small notebook, I would be remembering. So number 8, he has to be romantic, loving, and good sexually. Of course, this is a tricky one. You really cannot say how you are going to know if they are going to be good sexually. But I think it all lies in how they view sex, even when you talk, when you discuss, on how they view sex, on how they view relationships, on how they view sexuality, on how they view romance, on how they view love languages and whatever. That alone, even just some small gestures like remembering Valentine's Day, remembering your birthday, remembering to spoil you once in a while, that will show you that someone is sexual. It's really like loving. because the lack of intimacy, the lack of love, the lack of that romance is what is destroying a lot of marriages nowadays. A lot of marriages are being destroyed by the lack of that intimacy. So it is important to find someone who's going to be wooing you every day, so that you just stay in love the same way you got married 10, 20, 30 years ago, and it just keeps the fire burning. That way, you won't think of getting a replacement for you. You also will never think of getting a replacement for him, because you're just still in love, very much in love. Then, the other thing is you hear his comments, how he comments, his perceptions about issues such as even the way he compliments you. You have outdone yourself, you've put beautiful makeup, you've done your hair in a nice way, you're wearing a new dress. He never comments. He never says anything about that dress. That's a red flag. Run for your dear life. Or at least try to talk about it and let him know how you feel and what you think. Because honestly speaking, women love to be complimented. That is why you see those, what can I say? Those, I cannot say, call them side chicks. I don't know what they are. But those Ben 10s, okay, yeah, mostly. Or those side men or whatever. They'll just start by complimenting your wife. Oh, you look beautiful. Oh, your husband is lucky to have you. If I could only get a wife like you. You know, your husband does not appreciate you. You see, whatever. If I had a beautiful wife like you, I would never even leave my house. You know, like, really? And then because you are not getting those compliments from home, you easily fall for that guy. That is why, you know, most Nigerians, many women are running to Nigerians, especially even white people, South Africans, Zimbabweans, most women from all over. They know that, I will not say this, but they will still go to Nigerians because of their sweet talk and their sweet tongue. They'll call you their queen, they'll call you their princess, they'll call you their sun, they'll call you their moon, they'll call you their flower, their princess, their rose, their everything. And if you find a cunning one, they will chow all your money just by telling you sweet things. Because women want to be told sweet things, sweet nothings. So those are very, very important in marriage. So you need to know, is this person romantic? Not sexually in that manner of sleeping together. No. That doesn't mean anything. Or even that he has got a big whatever. You know. That doesn't mean anything. I'll talk about that some other day when I'm grown and more mature. When I'm used to you guys and your comments, I'll talk about that. But it doesn't mean anything anyway. What's important is that you guys understand each other, you love each other, you respect each other. That's what's important. And everything else is just going to be automatic. So you can actually see all those things before even sleeping with him. Because my mantra or my motto or my greatest advice is never sleep with someone before marriage. Never. You can still see if this person is good or is loving or is whatever without sleeping with them. And if you don't sleep with them, it will give you a good and clear judgment, which is not biased. I'll talk about disadvantages of sleeping with someone before they marry you on another session. But today I'm talking about choosing a life partner. Then, when you're choosing a life partner, you should also be able to have someone whom you are comfortable with. Even without makeup, they still treat you the same. Even if they come to see you without makeup, wearing your torn dress or your torn shoes, They still treat you the same. They are not shy to be with you. They refer to you with respect and dignity. That shows you that even when you are married to them and you're still wearing that granny night dress and the big morning gown and the pulling socks or that makuwa hat, what do you call it? Those, let me think of the name. Those big velvet hats which people you put on their heads when to preserve their hairpiece. I'm thinking of the name. I can't remember it. But all I know is it's a makuwa hat, a gossip hat. Gossip downloader. So even without, when you're now putting on dentures, even without your dentures or whatever, they would still respect you. Because the way you are today is not the way you're going to be in marriage. Never. Never, ever, ever. In marriage, you're going to be looking your worst. Your mouth is going to be smelling your worst when you're sleeping next to him. Remember that morning smell in the morning. The way your mouth smells in the morning when you're sleeping just next to him or her. You can't be sleeping with a toothbrush and Colgate in your mouth or chewing gum, a minty gum like I'm doing, to freshen your breath. No. So they will see your worst. So they need to be comfortable with you looking your worst. Then, number 10, finally, and most importantly, someone who has got the same values, who has got good values and good morals. They may not be a Christian, they may be a Muslim, they may be whatever, but they should have the same value, all right, good values, all right. How do you know that someone has good values? Through just talking, just discussing. For example, you would hear them say, oh, my brother has got his wife and has got a side chick who stays in Mambo. But I just wish he could marry the side chick. Or I just wish he could just do this and this. Or this, the wife is just coming and complaining and saying, your husband is cheating. What's wrong with that? But you know, the wife has got a new car, is being taken care of. The kids are in good boarding schools. So why is she even complaining? Doesn't she know that her husband is allowed to have as many women as she wants, as long as as many women as he wants, as long as he's taking care of you? That alone will show you the kind of man who is going to marry you and what he believes. You should know that even when he marries you, he's going to be having 10 other women by the side because he doesn't see anything wrong with it. And sorry to say, even families, look at how many wives his father had. Look at how many wives, how many husbands or boyfriends the mother had. Even how the family, the mother, all right, your in-laws, how they deal with issues. That should tell you, like, okay, let's say one of the sisters, the aunts, brings boyfriend to the house, comes home drunk, is just, having a shabin at the house. So do you think when you go to complain about their son that is bringing used condoms in his pocket, do you think they'll give you sound advice? Do you think they'll give you good counsel? Hell no, they won't.